Henry Armstrong, 124 pounds, he beat the 146-pound champ. So, you never know. Anything can happen when two men are in a ring or in a basketball court. Anything can happen.
Give me a number.
He has an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something.
Things are heating up between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, both physically and verbally. Crawford's camp has fired strong warnings, claiming Canelo is headed for a brutal beating. At a recent press conference, they made their confidence crystal clear.
Because he is an effing beast.
Well, he been in there with Bud, so he understand, what Bud can bring to what brings to the table. So he just give him that warning not to this, not only Canelo, he giving the warning out to all the bettors out there that's going to bet against Bud. Fuck up and lose your money.
Stephen Edwards, a lead trainer in Terence Crawford's camp, praised Canelo Alvarez for bringing Jaron Boots Ennis into training camp. Edwards noted that Ennis's switch-hitting style, speed, and intensity closely resemble Crawford's approach, making him an ideal sparring partner. Despite that, Edwards remains confident Crawford will emerge victorious. Still, he believes Ennis's involvement proves Canelo is taking the fight seriously and fully respects the challenge Crawford presents.
In the body. So even if he's not at his exact physical peak, which he's probably not at 37, he's still in his prime because his mind processes so well and he understands how to fight that smooth fight without being so just rigid and taking so much punishment and having to give up so much.
This comes after Crawford's strength and conditioning coach, Khalil Cadet Fortune, shared a bold message based on what he has seen in camp. Posting on social media, Fortune predicted Crawford will dominate Canelo and further cement his legacy. He added, "All is well, truly well. We good, I'm good. I'm real good." The message reflects the confidence surrounding Crawford's team, which appears mentally locked in and fully prepared for the challenge ahead.
You mentioned Larry Merchant at the beginning of the interview.
Yeah, legend.
So let me go back to Larry Merchant here. I asked Merchant a couple of weeks ago, I said, do you think that Terence Crawford has a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez? And Larry looked at me and said, did Ray Leonard get an official decision over Marvelous Marvin Hagler? I said, yes, he did. He said, if that's the case, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo Alvarez has responded in a measured but confident manner. Rather than engaging in trash talk, he has emphasized his focus on making history and defending his undisputed super middleweight crown. Canelo stated that Crawford will feel the true power of his punches when they meet in the ring. While he respects Crawford's abilities and recognizes the challenge ahead, Canelo remains unfazed by the hype, choosing to let his performance speak for itself on fight night.
So look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing, but he just moved up from 147, so I'm just going to treat him as a 147-pounder. He's jumping up 3 weight classes to fight someone who was like the #1 fighter in all of boxing, The jump would be hard, even if it was just like some top 10.
Right, yeah.
Devin Haney, who is set to challenge for a world title in a third weight division this November, has weighed in on the highly anticipated clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Haney believes it is an excellent matchup and is backing Crawford to pull off the upset despite moving up 2 weight classes. He praised Crawford's skill, discipline, and ring IQ, while also acknowledging Canelo's size and complete skill set. Haney admitted the challenge will be extremely difficult, but believes Crawford has the tools to succeed. His prediction reflects respect for both fighters while highlighting Crawford's legitimate path to victory.
The thing about Crawford is he believes he's on it. Like, he believes he's the one. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference between him and any other fighter that Canelo fight. Because Canelo, people fight the idea of Canelo Alvarez opposed to fighting the individual. The thought of him is what puts fear in their heart. But he doesn't care about that because he said he's Terence Crawford, so it's a totally different thing. So if he can implement his strategy and ride it out to the end of the fight, he's going to be successful.
Liverpool boxer Liam Smith believes Canelo Alvarez is taking the Crawford fight extremely seriously. He pointed to Canelo's decision to bring in Jaron Boots Ennis for sparring as evidence that the camp is preparing for every possible challenge Crawford may present. Smith ultimately favors Canelo to win, either by late stoppage or on points. His view highlights the strategic approach of Canelo's team, which is focused on preparation, planning, and replicating Crawford's style, rather than relying solely on talent.
Getting old. He is. The next fight of Canelo will tell the story. It really will tell the story. It really will tell that story, because at the end of the day, the first thing that goes on a boxer 90% of the time is their attention. Do you know what I mean? The attention span and the feet. The last thing that will ever go is his power.
Veteran coach Ismael Salas believes Terence Crawford has the skills to defeat Canelo Alvarez, but only with a disciplined defense-first game plan. Drawing comparisons to Floyd Mayweather, Salas highlighted Crawford's counterpunching ability and defensive instincts. He argued that shoulder rolls, movement, and precise counters could be key to neutralizing Canelo's offense. According to Salas, if Crawford can apply elements of Mayweather's successful blueprint, his chances of pulling off the upset increase. Significantly,
on September 13th, I will become the first male three-time undisputed champion of the world. Listen, like I always said, I'm a big fan of Canelo. He's a great fighter, but I think I'm better. Everything that I have inside myself, with the tools that I have, I'm capable of doing anything that I want in the ring. And come September 13th, I will become the first male three-time undisputed champion of the world.
Suggestion that Crawford could benefit from elements of Floyd Mayweather's defensive approach highlights just how demanding this challenge is. Beating Canelo Alvarez will require far more than confidence or determination. It will take discipline, strategy, precision, and elite defensive awareness. Crawford understands that better than most and has been careful not to underestimate his opponent. In a recent interview, Crawford pushed back against the idea that Canelo is simply a power puncher. He described the Mexican star as a complete fighter with excellent boxing skills, strong defense, effective counterpunching, and outstanding balance. Crawford emphasized that Canelo can box, pressure opponents, work the body, absorb punches, and remain composed under pressure. He noted that Canelo rarely finds himself out of position and consistently makes smart decisions in the ring. Those comments reveal the respect Crawford has for the undisputed champion and show that his team is preparing for every aspect of Canelo's game.
I'm definitely honored to be in that situation, in a position to share the ring with another great. It's going to be a hell of a night come September 3rd.
Crawford understands he is facing one of boxing's most complete fighters and is preparing for every aspect of Canelo Alvarez's game, not just his power. However, veteran trainer Abel Sanchez remains skeptical about Crawford's chances. Having worked with fighters who have shared the ring with both men, Sanchez believes the size and strength difference could be decisive. While he acknowledges Crawford has added weight and muscle over the past year, he argues that physical growth alone may not be enough. Sanchez questions whether Crawford can withstand the force of Canelo's punches over 12 rounds. In his view, Canelo's strength is a unique weapon that not only drains opponents physically, but also breaks them down mentally and strategically. Sanchez believes that once Canelo begins landing consistently, the impact could become a major factor in determining the outcome of the fight.
I think, to be honest, you don't want to sit there and brawl with Canelo, but at some point you're gonna have to fight him. You know what I'm saying? You can't let Canelo press you. You know what I'm saying? Because he's great at that, and he a bully. He is a bully. But Bud, I believe, got bully tendencies too. You know what I'm saying? And he could be crafty.
Abel Sanchez believes Crawford cannot win by simply moving and jabbing from the outside. According to Sanchez, Crawford must engage offensively to score points, and that will create opportunities for Canelo to land his powerful shots. He argues that Crawford lacks the size, strength, and speed of some recent Canelo opponents, and now relies more on ring IQ than pure athleticism. In Sanchez's view, Crawford faces a difficult balance. He must take risks and exchange to win rounds. but doing so exposes him to Canelo's dangerous power.
He's going to get his little shots in as far as, finessing and all that, because his hands are definitely way faster than Canelo. But just the weight and the way that Canelo fights, he's not going to back up against Crawford.
Yeah, I don't think Crawford's going to be able to hurt him. Even if he lands a home run punch, I think Canelo's going to be able to walk right through it.
Right. But he's going to be able to do a little bit of that.
Crawford's recent performance against Israel Madrimov in August 2024 is still under scrutiny, as he appeared less sharp than usual and was caught with clean shots in a closely contested fight that could have gone either way. It highlighted how even elite boxers can struggle with size and power when not at their best. Now approaching 38, Crawford remains skilled, but faces a new challenge in Canelo's size, speed, and intelligence at this weight, raising doubts about his chances moving forward.